We're from Gortlee. Of course we're kind of townies, but kind of country bumpkins at the same time. We're from Gortlee. Of course we have our own Irish-speaking secondary school. You'll just have to take my word for it, it's in there and it's closed now. We're from Gortlee. Behind me is a big fancy house guarded by trees, but of course anybody who grew up here in the 1990s will always know it as the place where we had the underground dens, the swings, and what we called the territory. We're from Gortlee. Of course, when we used to play block, our block was actually a block. We're from Gortlee. Of course, to outsiders, this always causes confusion. This is Whitethorn Park. And this is Whitethorn Grove. And this is Whitethorn Close. There is an easy way to understand the difference between the three, and that is all the houses look exactly the same. We're from Gortlee. Of course, we've never asked why this one housing estate has 4 completely different names to it. We're from Gortlee. Of course, we remember when this building behind me was a shop, then another shop, then a video shop, then a laundrette, then a taxi rank, then 1 apartment, and now 2 apartments. We're from Gortlee, and yes, we do live in a modern place, but there are still wee bits of old Ireland left right here, although not for much longer. We're from Gortlee. Of course we know that we've got a forest in the neighbourhood. We're from Gortlee, and yes, it is nice to technically tell you that we have a university in the neighbourhood. We're from Gortlee. Of course the people of Ashlawn are still deeply segregated between those who live in the red bricks and those who live in the whites. Okay, so this is technically Ballyreen, but this is where we all played our football. The pitch used to be like a hill. The changing rooms were full of broken bottles and litter. Away teams hated it. We loved it. The pitch is definitely a lot flatter than it was in our day. Looks great though. Of course, when the Summer Sessions Music Festival takes place here every August, every Gortlee person will say, "Isn't it great that it's so handy and local?" And nobody will ever quite know when a whole factory was knocked down years ago. This one wee bit was left. We're from Gortlee. We'll always call this the new church, even though it's closer to being 40 years old than it is to 30. This is our local pub. Everybody's got at least one dodgy story to tell from here.